Well, as you can see, we're here at the Parts View Workbench, Dave. And you know what? Rigs and techniques is one of my favorite parts of this whole show.
Mine too.
Okay.
Well, first off, we're going to talk a little bit about hard baits for trout and how, you know, depending on what kind of bait you're using, you can conquer choppy days, flat, calm days, and try to cover all the different portions of the water column. And, you know, hard baits are very versatile for just that thing. So we're going to start off with the Topwater options there. We're going to start off with the Chopo. And the Chopo is great for choppy, windy days because it can compete with all that surface noise, you know, and it makes a tremendous amount of gurgling, and, you know, and you can rip it if you want to and really make that thing make a ton of noise, which is great if, you know, the water's all chopped up and there's winds howling. And it'll still work. You know, you'd be surprised how well a topwater bait will work on windy and choppy days because the fish aren't as spooky to begin with.
Correct.
And they'll respond to something that will get their attention. We got the Jaywalker as well. That Jaywalker there, it's a big Jaywalker. It works well in both choppy and calm water. That's a good thing about it. It's very versatile. It'll cut through the chop and make a lot of noise. And on a calm day, you can work it really back and forth really quickly and make it work doing that.
So how do you feel about big bait versus little bait when it comes to catching a big trout?
Well, it's just like anything, you know, any big fish, you know, eats big stuff. You know, they will eat a bigger bait, you know. When I fish for bass, I use great big shiners, you know, 12-inch shiners, and I catch great big bass. Same way with a topwater plug or any kind of plug. Bigger is going to catch bigger fish. Now we also got the cane walker there. It's a good choppy and calm as well, but the trout love that popping sound. And that's where that cane walker comes in handy, because on a more of a calmer day, you could pop that thing instead of walking it, and just, you know, like you said earlier, you know, a lot of trout get caught under a popping cork, and that's pretty much a popping cork that stays on top of the water. So it works great for that. Next, we have the last but not least of our topwater baits. We got the drift walker. Now this is a Finesse topwater bait. It comes in a 90 and a 110. That's the 90. It's a little fella, and that's great on those super slick days when you want to, you know, throw a topwater, but you don't want something that's going to make so much noise that's going to spook the fish. And they will, you know, on super calm days, the fish will be a lot more spookier than they will be. Yeah, you want that subtle little tap, 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 and that thing's perfect for that drift walker. Next, we have, again, we were talking about using big baits for big trout. We've got the hijacker. You know, the hijacker baits, they have a large profile, and that's a hijacker 100, I think. Right. A large profile bait, looks like a mullet, you know, a little finger mullet or something. That's going to get, you know, bites from bigger fish and bigger, and you know, it'll trigger that instinct in those bigger fish as well. Same way with the stick shad. The stick shad's a little heavier.
And you can throw it a gazillion miles.
Throw it a mile, and it just works right underneath the surface there. So it works really good.
It comes in a floater or a slow sinker.
Right. So those work great, you know, if you want a little bit of a subsurface action, or right at the surface as well, but not popping the surface. And next we have the Juke 100 and the Cutter over there, and the War Pig. Now these are all baits that you can use when you want that subsurface bait. The War Pig actually is really for the deep water. The Juke 100 there is a suspending bait, and the Cutter is a suspending bait as well. The Cutter goes actually 3 to 5 feet underneath the water. It's got that little coffin-shaped bill, gives it a really, you know, erratic motion. And the Juke is really good as well.
Now, what about search lures, Dave? You know, something that you throw a mile and you're not working on the top, but you're not having to twitch it.
Well, that little joker right there, the Magic Swimmer and the War Pig are both good for that.
So
excellent for that.
Obviously, this lipless crankbait comes in a variety of different sizes: quarter ounce, half ounce, and 3/4.
Yeah. So. Yep. I like the action on this thing, though. It's amazing. It looks like a snake in the water almost. And when we're throwing, we're going to be using our Berkley X5 and the X9 there. The X5 is made for abrasion resistance. The X9 is made for casting ability. Both are great braids. Throw them on one of these Veritas rods here from the Abu Garcia with a nice rocket the new Abu Garcia Revo Rocket.
Revo Rocket.
Yeah, and that thing is called a rocket because it really smokes that line in. It's a 7.6 to 1 on there, and it's on that Veritas brand new spinning rod there. It's got the Powerlux 100 resin, very thin but very strong at the same time. All these will work good with the bass that we talked about.
All right.
And
well
it's
done.
red,
well done.
Rick. It's red, so
I know.
he obviously likes it because of the color.
I